Greetings, greetings, greetings. My name is Gigi, the Groovy Brown Goddess, and welcome to Happy Hour. I welcome you into the space. We're here to have a good time. We're here to get some answers to all of our questions. And we're here to have some drinks, okay? Some drinks, I said it. All right, so as you pile into Happy Hour, say hello as you come in the door. And let us know what you're sipping on. Yvette's sending heart emojis. Angela says hello. Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, lots happening on our network and lots happening with the energies around us today. Like, there's some exciting things as far as we've got summer shows coming up here in the next couple of months. And we've got all kinds of exciting surprises that will be unrolling to you over time. So you got to stay tuned. You got to show up. You got to be a part of the flow here. And as always, to get your questions answered, go ahead and drop them in the chat. So if you're listening from one of the platforms that doesn't allow you to chat with us freely, go ahead and log on into something like YouTube and look up My Psychic Connection. Put your question in the chat and we'll get to it. Of course, if you want the VIP treatment, because who doesn't want to be VIP during happy hour, go ahead and make a donation below and your question will get moved straight to the front of the line. All right, that's how I treat my VIPs. So make sure that you look for the link that producers are going to drop that in the chat here, so that you can make your donation and get your VIP band, okay? All right, I hope y'all are doing great. I'm feeling some relief to the funny energy that was going on last week. Not funny haha, but funny yeah. So this week has been feeling better to me, and I hope that that is the same for you all as well. And we're just gonna jump into this happy hour. So I'm going to ask my producer to go ahead and put our first question up. Audrey says, hi. Hey, Audrey's in the house. Hi, Audrey. Can you see that Wesley takes the offer this Saturday, working with his friend Kyle's construction company? All right. All right, so that's kind of a yes or no answer. Let's just look at the energy that's around what he's thinking about that offer, and we'll see what we can come up with here. All right, so right off the bat, I have the Death card, followed by the Queen of Wands and the Eight of Cups. This is a little different here, what I'm seeing. So I feel like, and I don't know if Wes is sharing this with you, I'm just kind of feeling like he's not inclined, or his first thought is he may not want to take it, okay? And I feel like he has his own reasons that maybe he's not willing to share right now. That's what I'm getting off of this Death card. Like, it's kind of like, I know what I want, and in this case, this isn't necessarily what I want to do. But then I have the Goddess of Wands, and I'm seeing her as you, Audrey, and seeing that you are kind of encouraging and dare I say pushing, like you want this to happen. And let me know, I mean, it's okay to tell me I'm wrong, but let me know if that's the case, because I feel like you're pushing for this and that you want to see this happen. And at this point, I feel like you want to see it more than he wants to see it. But with the Eight of Cups, it's just talking about, even if I show up for the job, I may want to go ahead and leave it at some point during the day. So if we're talking specifically about this Saturday, which is how your question was worded, which is why it's important to word your question correctly. All right, so there we go. We got caught by the bell. So I hope that that helps you out, Audrey, as you're taking a look at it, at the situation with Wes. All right, so we have, and I hope I say this night right, Nikua in the house, and welcome, welcome, welcome. We have Max Ma in the house. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Colleen says your hair looks beautiful, Gigi. Thank you. All right. I appreciate the compliment and the boost to my self-esteem. Thank you very much. You're very sweet. Colleen, what you sipping on? You slipped up in here. I didn't even know you were here. What are you sipping on tonight? All right. Let us know. All right. Producers, let's go ahead and get our next question. Gemma, I really want to move to the south coast of England. It's going to take quite a while to find a house or move in with a partner. Plus waiting for an operation first. What kind of time frame will it be? All right, so since you are anticipating it taking quite a while, let's start with the summer months, or June, July, August time frame, and then we'll skip forward from there and see what we're looking like in regards to the timing of all of this. So for June, July, August, I do see the Eight of Wands, which is indicating quite a bit of movement. All right. So what that's telling me is that would actually be a good time. Not sure when your operation's falling, but I'm also hearing spirit tell me if there's a way to get into some place before the operation, that is actually ideal. Don't know that that makes logical sense to you at this time, but that's what they're telling me. So that whole, what is summer for us here in the US, June, July, August time frame looks excellent. Looks excellent as far as finding something as well, right? Finding a prospective place, which is half the battle. And then as we move forward into September, October, and November, I have the Goddess of Pentacles. And the Goddess of Pentacles, you can see her here, like she's just chilling in a very lush garden. And what that's saying is that's really a time for you and your recovery. And Gemma says, not got a date yet. I am dating someone there, so that would make sense. Okay. So yeah, so that September, October, November is a lot about your recovery and also being in a nice place where those time frames that I just outlined actually are ideal for you, both of them. So see how that can work into your plan, because the energy is what's important here, right? Not so much as we're looking at what could potentially be the best fit as far as making it easy for you. And that's one thing that you want to think about, everybody, when you're asking your question, right? Yes. So you're inclined most likely to ask, when, give me time, give me time, give me time. But there can be several times that could actually work out to your favor. So the question should really be, when is the energy right for this? When is the energy conducive to what I'm trying to do? When is it going to be energetically easier for me to pull this off? Because then you can come up with several potential time frames, and based on those time frames and why it's easier at that time, you could make a decision that can suit you best. All right. So just a little tip on how you might want to ask and phrase your questions, because it's important. It's very important, because I could pull cards and tell you, oh, next week, but then that's a crappy time, right? Even though it can happen, it's a crappy time. All right. All right, so I hope that that helped you out. Gemma says, I love you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you. They're actually, they're new. They're like a month old now, but they're very new. And I love them because I can see. My old glasses were worn the hell out. All right, so tonight I want to tell you about our lineup on my Psychic Connection right here on this channel. So of course, you know, we're starting things off right. We're starting off with happy hour. I'm glad you're here. We're getting warmed up. We're getting the party going, which means you'll be ready for Journey Ryan Live, which starts right after this show at 10 p.m., right? So you want to get the party started here, and then you want to go to Journey's party and say, hey, I just came from happy hour, ready to turn up. And then following that show at midnight, we have Whispers from the Forest with Squirrel. And if you don't know about Squirrel, you are missing out, because Squirrel is an amazing psychic and astrologer, and she brings so much to the table in regards to her readings and her energy. So if you're up in the wee hours of the night around midnight, check her out tonight. All right, so let's go ahead and get our next question. Unique. Hey, Unique, welcome to Happy Hour. Let us know what you're sipping on. Jabari said, I love you today. Ooh, does he mean that? Okay, so while I shuffle, spirits in my ear saying a lot. So first they want to know why the doubtful energy. And spirits sometimes ask questions like that because, you know, sometimes when we're faced with potentially what we want to hear, we're doubting it. Like, all right, so what I'm seeing around his confession here, I came up with the Magician. I also came up with the Eight of Cups, and I came up with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I feel like he feels like you're getting a little antsy, Unique. All right, not a bad thing, nothing negative there. And I also feel like there's some aspects of dating life that he wants to leave behind with this Eight of Cups, right? Like he's done a lot in the past, and, you know, he's looking at the potential for something serious with you, right? So he is having serious thoughts about the relationship and serious thoughts about you, Unique. All right. And with the Magician, the whole timing, because timing is a very magician thing, right? Unique says you're right. Thank you. So the timing, he realizes, is an issue, or not an issue, but maybe in question in your head, right? Like, why haven't I heard him say I love you yet? Like he is anticipating that you're having that kind of thoughts, right? And I didn't say that he didn't mean it, right? I just said that he is looking at the potential for where this relationship is going. All right, there's a lot here, Unique, to unpack. Honestly, there's a lot to unpack, and that bell just like fucked us up. I'm sorry. So you may want to consider donating for a longer reading so that we can really dig into that. But yeah, so I hope that helped you out, Unique. I hope it helped you. It actually is a positive reading. So I hope that was coming across as well. All right, everybody. Being that this is happy hour, we got to have a little fun. So we're going to play a little game that you may be familiar with called Never Have I Ever. And in case you're not familiar with it, okay, here's what how we're going to play it here at happy hour. I'm going to ask the question, never have I ever, you know, whatever, fill in the blank. And if you have done the thing that I ask in the question, you take a shot. Or if you don't have your shot glass handy, we'll accept a large gulp of whatever you're drinking, right? So we're going to have fun with this tonight. We're going to see how long some of you last. And even my producers, I think they're playing along with us too. So if things get a little crazy up here on the screen, we know production's back there just doing too many shots. Anyways, so the other thing that I want to impress upon you as we play this game, just to make it fun for everyone in the room, use the shot glass emoji or the mixed drink emoji when you actually do take a shot. And feel free to tell the story that goes along with what the action is that you've done. Okay? So, first question. Never have I ever stolen anything. If you have, take that shot and put your shot glass in the chat and let us know you're guilty. I'm guilty. I'm definitely guilty. So I gotta space these questions out so I don't get all right. So all right, let's go ahead and take our next question. All right, Brolick. I hope I said it right. Brolick. Hi, are there any good job opportunities coming soon that I'm not aware of? So in other words, in your searches, have you exhausted all the good places to look, or are you missing something? Is there some action that you're missing that could lead you to a good opportunity? That's how I'm going to ask Spirit the question. And let's pull those cards. So I have the High Priestess, the Sun in the reverse, and the Four of Wands in the reverse, as well as the Eight of Pentacles. All right, so the thing that you are doing well with the High Priestess is you're kind of feeling out your opportunities. So you're feeling out who you can talk to and what direction to go is what I'm feeling. And that's what Spirit is letting me know. And you're getting some good solid hits as far as your direction and some of the places that you've applied to, right? However, with the Sun in the reverse, the energy is positive, but it's low energy. So you're not necessarily taking these steps daily. You're not necessarily filling out enough applications. And yeah, that's very specifically, you're not, thank you, Spirit. Very specifically, you're not filling out enough applications. Your energy isn't matching your goal. So you need to be putting in much more effort in that regard. Actually sitting down, as we know, we do this online so much now. Increase, and I'm hearing exponentially, the number of postings that you're applying to. Because with the Four of Wands in the reverse, I'm getting that you're searching. All right, so I hope that helps you out. I hope that gives you a direction to go. And again, think you're going in with the right intentions, with the right instincts, and that you are actually listening to your gut and following instincts, but you're not putting enough action behind what it is that you want to do. All right, so hope that helped you out, Brolick. All right, let's see what's going on. Max said gulp when I was a teenager. What you steal, Max? What did you take? Oh my goodness. Squirrel said I had to. It was a milk crate that said, "Thou shalt not steal." Hell no, Squirrel. I asked my boss if I could steal it for. That's not really stealing, but we're gonna make you take that shot. All right. All right. I see we have Lenny in the house. Lenny, hey, welcome to Happy Hour. Happy to have you here. Let us know what you're sipping on. And it seems like a whole lot of you have never stolen anything, so good for you. But we do have a few guilty people, including myself. Okay. So next question is, never have I ever, or next statement, I should say, never have I ever drunk dialed my ex. Well, there's gonna, if I don't start seeing some emojis here off this one, I know y'all lying, and you can't lie. You gotta tell the truth. See, I'm telling the truth. My gulp journey has been stealing hearts since Journey about to be sloshed back there. I already know because I know what these questions are. Journey about to be sloshed. Gemma took a shot. Okay. Hey, gotta lock that phone up when you start drinking, man. Lock that phone up. Max said, Max stole comic books. Hey, I ain't mad at you for that. I like a good comic book. I love a good comic book. All right. Unique says my ex was garbage. Oh, so you never, ever drunk down your ex because he was garbage? Okay, Colleen is laughing her ass off over there. All right. Let's get into our next question. This is going to be a fun game. I can already tell. We're off to a good start. We got a donation. Woo woo. All right. All donations this month are going to Feminine Strong, which is a wonderful women's organization doing great work over in the Chicagoland area. We invite you to go online and check them out. Not during happy hour, but later on, right? Check out the work that they're doing and feel good about the donation that you're making. All right, so who asked our question? All right, I cannot see, producers, what actually the timing is on this donation, so I'm not sure what type of reading I'm giving here. So it is unique. I know y'all MF tired of seeing my behind on sweat, but when will Jabari and I actually become serious? Okay. All right. It's a mini reading. All right. Okay. So Unique, you serious. We can get into this with a mini reading for sure. And guess what? I must be psychic because I put your first cards aside because I just felt it that you needed more information here. So let's get into it. And let me lay these back out quickly so we could just jump more into this. All right. So we left off talking about, how he's been thinking about this change as far as he's been thinking about making a change to become more serious. So that is the good news, right? He is thinking of you along more serious lines. The energy I get around his declaration of love is just that. So here's what I really get. A lot of times we as women have to remember that men, we often think that they think exactly the same that we do as we do in regards to love and romance. And I'm not bashing the guys out there, but just saying they don't think of things in exactly the same way that we do. This is a more of a planning energy, right? Which is a good thing because that's a solid energy. And if you intend to spend your time, potentially your life with someone, you want them to be solid. You want there to be good potential. And the King of Pentacles, even though he's showing up here in the reverse, he is a solid king. He is all about the planning, right? So in the past, he's showing me he just used to kind of rip and ride through these relationships, not planning for anything. And he wants to make that, he doesn't want to make that mistake with you. He wants it to be solid. He thinks of you in a more serious way here, right? So one of the key things that's coming up about his declaration of love is the timing. That was important to him. He didn't want to do it in a way that would be viewed by you as prematurely, right? He wanted to do it and he didn't want to hold off on it for so long that you would become impatient and things would start to deteriorate between the two of you. So again, solid here, solid thoughts, solid planning, solid thinking in regards to you, right? We as the women, we get very gushy, when we're saying I love you is coming from the heart space totally, and there's not these thoughts of planning. That's more of a masculine quality. That's more of what men do, right? So that's why I said this isn't a negative thing by any measure. Okay. He is also thinking about, I'm just getting the Chariot here. And the Chariot is all about movement and moving forward. So again, this is about, the Fool in reverse just backs it up to say, I definitely don't want to play the fool, but I don't want to be like foolish in how I do this with her, right? Lots of thought about that, about being made a fool of. And I know that I have a hard time remembering past readings that I've done. It seems like when I do a reading, it just leaves my mind. But I do remember specifically about past reading with you about him being like, all about how, now the thought done damn left, about, there being some distance here in between the two of you. So I think that's physical distance, if I remember correctly. So he's thinking about how to bridge the gap in that distance, is what I'm getting with that Fool in the reverse plus the Chariot. Also with the Seven of Cups, here's what I'm hearing Spirit say. Don't take this I love you and then start to try to speed up the speed at which things are happening in this connection. Because if you do, you're making a mistake by doing that, right? Because he still is looking at she says, yes, we talked about that. I must be psychic, right? Yes. Thank you for that. And moving in. Okay. So the Chariot speaks volumes to that. That's a serious thought on his mind. That's something that he's actually thinking about with that Chariot card, right? But with the Seven of Cups, what I want to bring out here about that to you is that when I was saying, don't speed up the relationship because of your excitement at this point. She said, I took it with a grain of salt to be safe. I feel like you can trust what he's saying because he's thought about it. It's well thought through, right? I don't see game playing here. But what I will say to you is he is still trying to figure out how all these pieces and moving parts that lead to you and him being together are going to work out. Like how he's a planner. How is this going to work? How am I going to set things in motion so that it's right and that it's not doomed to fail, right? Again, that's what you want him to be thinking, I believe, right? I don't know you personally, but I'm thinking that's what you want him to be thinking. Also with the Seven of Cups, I don't know what the status is, like if you have children, he has children, if these are younger children still at home, even if they're adult, that's one of the things that it's like he's trying to see how he could engage that. And at this point in time, she says, he really is, because he has so much going on. The Taurus in him is planning. Yes, absolutely. And Taurus love to be comfortable, right, in their surroundings. So he doesn't want to do anything in a manner in which it disrupts the flow he has. Because I feel like he feels like he is in a good place in his life as far as that's concerned. And so, of course, there's a little bit of, he's got to think about himself too in all of this, right? So, but with the Seven of Cups, it's kind of like the kids are also moving pieces that he's thinking about. And for some reason, Spirit's telling me, Unique says he is trying to get custody of his 3 kids. And okay, all right, I get it. Because there was some, Spirit was just talking in my ear about some concern that he has about the kids. And I was trying to get to the bottom of that, because it felt like, not that the kids were too much, but it felt like, I'll put it like this. It felt like a lot of men would look at you and the 5 kids and think that's a lot. And I say that as a single mother that raised 4, right? A lot of men would always look at me like, oh, she's got all this baggage. He's not looking at the kids like baggage. He's just looking at, how can I successfully make sure this works? All right. So I hope that that helps you as far as all this is concerned. And do you have a question along the same lines as this question that you want to add to this? Not asking for specifics, but when will his court situation be over? All right, let's take, that's definitely related to this. Wow, he is fighting the good fight, and he feels really kind of weary with it all, to be honest with you. And with the 3 of Cups in reverse, he's feeling like things are, he's got a lot of doubt as to whether things will play out the way he wants them to. I don't get a specific time as to when it works out, but what I do get is the time frame between 5 and 9 weeks from now. There's going to be a lot occurring in that time period, and that's going to determine a lot of things as to how they go with the case. So it's kind of like, be vigilant during that 5 to 7, 8 weeks from now, because I feel like something might get slipped in there that could throw him for a loop. He needs to be on his toes at that period in time. All right, Unique? And this is what a mini reading looks like, folks. So if you really want to get in and dig into your issue, I encourage you to go ahead and make that donation. And thank you, Unique, for making that donation. And because you did, I have some wisdom cards, and I'm going to select one for you. And you can take it as a mantra, maybe, moving forward. And yours is, I am willing to see my magnificence. Let me see if I can get it on camera for you. If I think that I am a bad person, I get a negative feeling. However, if I change the thoughts, the feeling disappears. So maybe speaking to the doubts that you're having as you go through this process, and your thoughts about how worthy you are of what you're asking for. Just a thought, okay? So keep those thoughts up there, because, baby, you're beautiful and you deserve love, all right? I hope that helps you out, Unique. All right. So let's go. Gemma says, don't drink and die. Definitely, that's something you don't want to do. And speaking of that, here's our next statement for our never have I ever. Never have I ever cheated on someone. And I want to see them shot glasses coming up in the chat. Never have I ever cheated on someone. I've done it. I am not a serial cheater, but I have cheated. Okay, so there you go. All right. And I'm going to ask my producers to put my next question up. Yvette, hi Gigi. Will me and Nora become good friends? All right. Well, let's take a look at what Nora's thinking about you. How about that? That'll help you decide as to whether you should become good friends, right? Always helpful to know. Let's look inside Nora's head towards Yvette. All right. I have the 2 of Pentacles in the reverse and the 5 of Swords in the reverse. And what I'm getting from that is there's no confusion whatsoever in regards to how she thinks of you as a person. And I get with this 5 of Swords in the reverse, she's run into plenty of situations in the past where there's a lot of contention, especially with friends of the same sex, right? And She doesn't see that you would bring that to the table. And let me get this, my light. Let me get this up here. So you see that Five of Swords, how she's licking that sword and there's blood running down that sword. Like that is what that's emblematic of what she has experienced with other friends of the same sex, right? And now she sees you in the reverse. In other words, she doesn't see that you would be bringing that to the table, and she likes that about you. That's refreshing. I get the feeling that she hasn't seen that often. And with the Page of Cups, you know, I think there's definitely an offer of friendship here, right? With the Page of Cups, she's holding out that cup of emotion, and we know emotion is heavily tied into friendships. But yeah, I think that's her intent. Her intent is to be that friend to you. And Yvette says, I have experienced that also. Yeah, I mean, it's terrible sometimes because we as women can tear each other apart. And we should be same team, right? All right. And so with the Four of Cups. All right, Yvette, I see good prospects there in regards to your question. So I hope that that's helped you. And thank you for trusting me with your question here tonight. All right, so let me see who drank up. Oh, Yvette said it was out of revenge. And Max says, maybe one time. I didn't get to see. Max says, maybe one time, but I've cheated quite a few. All right, I ain't going to ask you to take a shot every time, Max, but yeah, take a big gulp, okay? Take a big gulp on that one. Yvette says, thanks, Gigi. You're welcome, my darling. Thank you for the heart emojis, the good energy. All right, let's see. Who else? Did anyone else admit to drinking up on our last question? My psychic connection. Does stealing the person who was cheating with my partner at the time cheating because Journey has done Yes, Journey, take the shot, okay? Oh my God, Journey, we're gonna have to get you to write a book, all right? All right, one more never have I ever for, and then we'll get into another question here. So which one do I want? Never have I ever. Yvette's got the laughing emoji. Never have I ever broke up by text with someone. By text. I've never done that, so I will not be drinking on this round. But never have I ever broken up with someone by text. All right. All right, Max says I should have never probably done it in the first place. All right. All kind of true confessions tonight. I love it. And we have a little more than 20 minutes left, which means we're going to be getting into last call territory. And so if you've got a question, I encourage you at this time to drop it into the chat right now so that it can be read. And of course, if you want to go to the front of the line, if you want that VIP treatment, go ahead and make the donation and we'll get you up first, okay? All right, so let's jump into our next question. Shaniqua, hello. Hi, Shaniqua. Will Dee and I reconcile and get back together soon? Okay, pretty smile, Shaniqua. All right, so let's look at this. Let's look at where Dee is coming from. And you didn't say a pronoun there, but I'm just gonna say I'm gonna wait and see if you drop a pronoun in the chat. I don't wanna make up a pronoun and offend anyone. So we're gonna see what's going on in Dee's head and Dee's mind in regards to Shaniqua's spirit. What does she need to know about a reconciliation? What are Dee's intents? All right. This is interesting because Dee's got a whole fucking lot going on in their head. And I have the Four of Cups, or the Five of Cups actually, and I have the Three of Wands in the reverse. So what the Five of Cups is telling me, this is a lot of crying over spilt milk energy, right? Like crying over the situation with you, because I asked the question about how Dee's feeling about you specifically. There's a lot of regret here. There's a lot of regret. There's a lot of regret about how things were handled, how it's like, I did this to myself kind of energy is what Spirit's telling me. And with the Three of Wands in the reverse, what I'm getting with that is, because there's such a strong path here on this card, if you look at it in the upright, with it being in the reverse, D hasn't made specific plans to step forward and get any kind of reconciliation moving along. It's kind of like a fear in a sense. Like, I've got all this regret. You'll have to let me know, please, Shaniqua. Like, the breakup, it feels like D is blaming themselves for the breakup, right? And so I just want to show you something. I know we had the bell. I have the Ace of Cups, which we know is definite love card, and I have the Lovers card here. So lots was busting through. As a matter of fact, I only intended to pull 4 cards, but the Lovers would not let me not pull it. Okay, so lots there. If you want to go ahead and explore that a little further, Shaniqua, go ahead and make the donation in the chat so we can push you to the front of the line. Niqua says, sorry, came to you YouTube and it's a guy. Okay, I figured it was a masculine. At least that's the way he was coming across. So yeah, definitely if you want to explore that further. There was a lot there. There was a lot. Okay. All right. So like I said, we're coming up on last call soon. So make sure that you get your questions in the chat for me. And what you need to know, we already talked about tonight's shows and how we're going to turn up and go on into Journey's show. And we now need to talk about tomorrow, because there's a whole lineup tomorrow. At 7 p.m. we've got Destiny K, Love and Light. Such a lovely, lovely, lovely soul. And at 10 p.m. Journey Ryan Live will be back on. And at 11 p.m., if you have never caught Cassidy the Card Slinger show, man, y'all need to do that. She's a card slinger for sure. For sure. Okay. In fact, she's one of my personal readers. A couple of my personal readers are on this channel. Squirrel, who will be on tonight at midnight. When I need a reading, I go to Squirrel. And Cassidy, I go to her for readings as well. Both of them are fantastic. All right, so check them out. All right, let's get our next question. Angela, hey Angela, do you see abundance for me in April? Abundance? All right. So abundance comes in the way of comforts. Abundance comes in the way of money specifically. Abundance comes in the way of having family around us. So you can let me know specifically what it is that you want to examine, but I'm going to pull a couple of cards for April for you in the meantime and see what we're seeing there for you. All right. So I see a bit of a hard time actually coming forward in April from what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing the 5 of Swords in the reverse, and I'm also seeing the 9 of Cups in the reverse, and we know that the 9 of Cups is the wish card, right? About wish fulfillment. And I also see the Judgment card in the reverse. So there is something, there's an ongoing matter. And I feel like there's something right now in regards to your question, the topic of your question, that you are kind of waiting to get an answer on. And with that Judgment card being in the reverse, I feel like during the month of April, or maybe even as soon as the last month of or week of March, it's kind of like a judgment that doesn't go in your favor, right? And because of that, with this 9 of Cups in the reverse, you feel a lot of despair because it didn't happen the way, things didn't roll out the way you thought they were going to roll out. And so you get really kind of down on that. But what Spirit wants you to know with this 5 of Swords in the reverse, the fight is over. So you should expect things to start to change up once you're getting into the month of May, right? You should expect to see energy around you change as you move into May. But I do feel like you're... All right, so a little bit of disappointment. However, what do I always say, everybody? To be forewarned is to be forearmed. So just prepare yourself, and we know we got better times ahead. I hope that helped you out, dear. All right. So let's get into the next. Y'all gonna be a little drunk tonight, I have a feeling. So, never have I ever, ready? Fallen asleep during sex. Never have I ever fallen asleep during sex. If you have, go ahead and drink up, okay? If you had, give me a drink emoji, a shot emoji, and a confession. That's what I want to know. How the hell did you fall asleep during sex? All right? Share your story. And if you don't watch us like on YouTube, you're missing out, because this chat is fun over here, and y'all need to get on that. For real. For real. Niqua says, thank you so much. You're welcome, my dear. Max says, LOL. No, definitely haven't. Well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. We need you had to drink up a few times here, so you needed a little break on this one. All right. So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But while we're talking about good things, let's jump into our next question. Hi, Gigi from Max. Hope all is well. Wondering what happened between me and Gracie. Haven't heard at all from them. All right. So let me know, Max, if you want to look at that in a romantic sense, because I'll put on my little romantic vision glasses. I don't know how else to say it. All right. So let's look at Gracie and Max. And Max is asking what happened. I think that was a question. What happened? I'm sorry. Spirit's taking me in a million different directions here. And that's really what I'm feeling, Max. I'm feeling like there was like the energy, Gracie's energy is coming across like going in a million different directions. On one hand, and I'm assuming Gracie is a feminine. So on one hand, it was like, I've got all this stuff going on that I need to attend to, and don't feel like I have time just to hang out. And then on the other hand, it's like a million different thoughts in regards to you, right? Like you and what you want and the directions that we're talking about here. So as I pull cards, I have the Empress, I have the Eight of Wands, and I have the High Priestess. So not listening, Gracie's not listening to those inner urges that, you know, you would expect that would connect you to her, right? She's like she's kind of putting aside the thoughts and the feelings that she has at this time, because again, with this Eight of Wands, her interest is go, go, go. I've got things to do. I've got things I need to be taken care of. And I've got this whole... All right, that bell goddess, damn it. And I hope that did help you out. So lots of really heavy, but really fast moving energy is what I was actually feeling with that one, Max. So hopefully that helped you as far as your question is concerned. All right, let's see. Let's see what we got going on over here in the chat. Y'all, Max says thank you. You're welcome, my dear. Y'all are like really, really quiet. Really, really quiet. Like no one took a shot. So, all right. I thought we might get into some interesting stories on that one, but I got another one for it's either quiet because you've never fallen asleep during sex, or it's really quiet because y'all are sloshed already. All right, but we're gonna go on to the next one anyways. Y'all gotta hang. It's happy hour, right? So never have I ever had a threesome. Whoa, let's see where y'all at. Put your I'm not drinking on this one because I've never had a threesome. But let us know if that caused you to take a shot. All right, and let's jump into our next question while we wait to see who's going to admit to the threesomes out here. The producers say, why are you giving out my secret? Just go ahead. You done lost this damn game, Journey. Squirrel took a shot. Man, Max, nah, I won't lie. I had several. Okay, you know what, Max? I'm getting to know you a whole lot. I mean, these games are fun because I get to know y'all in the chat, but Max, I'm getting to know you a lot. All right, Max, you're going to have to take 2 shots off of that one. I'm sorry. You know, broke up with people, cheated a few times, and okay, Max, I see you. I see you. Player. All right. All right, let's jump into our next question because we are quickly approaching last call here. So Eric asked, how will my finances look in April? Max says, LOL, I'm no angel. It's okay. It's okay. Life wouldn't be fun if everyone were an angel, right? All right. So Eric, how will my finances look during April? Let's get down to that for you. I have the King of Swords in the reverse. I have the 7 of Swords in the reverse. Oh, and I have the World in the reverse. And a balance is needed because April is going to be a little rough here, to be honest with you. I feel like I don't know what you do for work, and I don't know like if that's a job or if it's your own business. There's with this God or this King of Swords in the reverse, what I'm getting is that people or someone important starting to look at you as like you're losing your edge. Okay. And so there's not a lot of confidence right now with that statement in April. All right. This may not have come to pass yet, but in April, what I'm seeing is like this lack of confidence in your ability to do what's needed is what I'm seeing. So you need to be mindful of that. That's a warning from Spirit. All right. And with the 7 of Swords in the reverse, you're also being cautioned to make sure that as you go about your days, you're not like going for something. You're not going for the win so hard, win financially, so hard that you're, you know, it doesn't matter what that win costs. You need to make sure that you're going about things in a very balanced way, because with the World in reverse, I'm seeing things being extremely unbalanced during April. And I did look inside my deck and I saw Temperance, which calls for balance, right? And the only way to make it to the end of the month in the way that you would like to is by achieving some balance. So those are the warnings, and I hope that that information coming directly from Spirit is helpful to you as you navigate April. Thank you so much for your question. All right, this is last call. Oh, all right. So it is last call. So I have to say this. I have to say we've been turning up in here tonight. Y'all gotta take the party into Journey Ryan Live, which is in 6 minutes, right? And once you get in the chat, you need to tell Journey that you just came from happy hour and you're ready to turn up. I'm gonna be in the chat over there, so you'll see me there as well, and I'm gonna be ready to turn up. Okay. All right, so we got our last call. We got our last question. Let's see who. Colleen! Woo, woo! All right, on the Friday night speed round, we got an undetermined about a house I like near the sports academy. Can you offer any additional insight on the possibility of me buying that place? All right, so let me look at it like this. I'm going to approach it from Spirit's regard. I'm going to ask Spirit what that process would look like should you try to engage it, what the blocks or hurdles are that you would need to get through, and how can they be avoided. And we'll get through as much as we can in this last couple minutes here. So we have the 5 of Wands in the reverse. We have the 8 of Cups. We have the 4 of Wands, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. So what I'll say about this is I feel like there's strong possibility that you would be either walking into or quickly become part of a bidding war, right? With the 5 of Wands, you got multiple individuals trying to go for the same thing, right? And that you would actually be faced with that situation with the 8 of Cups and want to walk away. That would be your initial pull is, oh, I'm not going through a bidding war, you know. But I see here there's a possibility that if you can line up your cups the way they needed to be lined up, you can have all your ducks in a row and everything ready to go as you go in initially. Then you could end up in a good situation with this 4 of Wands. But with the 10 of Pentacles in the reverse, what I'm seeing with that is that initial bidding war we were talking about could drive the price to something that you're going to be like, I don't think I want this, right? So how can you change that or get... Right, my dear, I hope that helped you as you're looking at it and what you might want to do in regards to it. And I had so much fun here tonight. I want to thank everyone for coming in. I saw a lot of new faces and names here tonight. And Energy says, great show again, Gigi. Hearts emoji. Thank you, Energy. Thank you for coming to Happy Hour. Thank you all for being here. Thank you if you showed up here for the first time tonight. I really love and appreciate you for being here, okay? And know that I will be on Journey and Friends this Friday at 8 p.m. So you can catch me on Friday night. We will be turning up for St. Patrick's Day. As a matter of fact, I'm going to have a special cocktail that I'm going to show you guys that night. So make sure you come back for that show on Friday night at 8. But in the meantime, if I don't see you until next week, make sure you show up next Wednesday at 8 p.m. for Happy Hour with me, Gigi, the Groovy Brown Goddess. All my best to you.